Hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, welcoming you back to check this out, the show we take a look at whatever deck we want to take a look at, make a troll deck, rogue deck, casual deck, or meta deck, and we have ourselves a good old time doing with it. Today everybody, we have another deck via our Discord sent into us by a fan, and this is an interesting build of dinosaurs. Of course, we all know dinosaurs, big honkin' stomping lizards that do a whole lot of damage, but this build is a little bit different. For one, we're not running all the usual cards that you would expect to see in Dinosaurs. There is no Fossil Dig here, surprisingly enough. But you know what we do have in this deck? We have Pendulums out the wazoo. We have normal Dinosaurs and doing some interesting things here. Good old Ulti Conductor and his old pal Overtex Quatless. And just a whole smorgasbord of different dinosaurs to hit our opponent in a bunch of different ways. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to go into EDO Pro, show this thing off, show off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and we'll have ourselves a good old time. And of course, as always, thanks to the gentleman who made us this deck today, that being the First Alchemist, who wanted us to take a look at his own unique build of Pendulum Dinosaurs. I like to call it, as he named it as well, Dino Bag. That's the name. It's a bag. It's a sack of dinosaurs. And that's what we're going to be hitting our opponent over the head with. So, as always, if you want the whole deck profile, that will be at the end as usual. There'll also be a file up on our Discord with this deck if you want to try it out yourselves. For now, we're going to head out into EO Pro, show off what this deck can do, and we'll have ourselves a good old time with some good classic dinosaur action. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent, another day and another card game. Now, with our deck, traditionally, at least for me, I like to go first with my dinosaurs so I can set things up and then attack. With this deck, you can do either or. Man, it's dinosaurs. They're all about lots of battle phase and doing stuff like that. So either one will work. This opening hand, pretty good. Pretty good opening hand here. It's always a good day when Jirac Volcano shows up, because this is our one-stop ticket to, stopping my opponent from floodgating. And we're not so much floodgating, but if my opponent tries to, start swarming the board and things of that nature, Our volcano has this. Also, I can throw babies into the volcano, which allows me to just kind of do a little bit of my wombo combos here. Gets me my Oviraptor, and with Oviraptor's effect, I can go ahead and search out my one copy of Miscellaneousaurus for later. Have that nice and set up. Let's see here. I do have Chaetoptra, but I've already normal summoned, so that's kind of a moot point. So what I'm thinking of doing... Okay, this is what we do. We're going to have to be Miscellaneousaurus' effect to bring out a level 2 dinosaur. We're going to bring out Petite Pterodon. Bring out that dude. And then from there... Let me think here. I could summon Carnosaurus. Let's see. Synchro monster could attach special on a dinosaur from the hand. Sure. Why the heck not? We're going to summon out this guy. This is Burial Bicorn Carnivorous. It's a pretty powerful Synchro Tuner monster. But we're not going to use it just yet. What we're actually going to do, end our turn for now. Petite will get destroyed. And that's going to let me summon out another monster. In this case, we're going to get Jirac Stego. Or not Jirac, this is Doodleby Stego. My bad. This is a completely different archetype. Which is somehow an archetype despite having 3 cards in it. But there you go. We're going to go ahead and get Doodle Book. We're going to discard Doodle Book so that during my opponent's turn, I can banish it to search a high-level dino, get my Doodle Tyranno, have myself a hand trap, the whole shebang. So that's exactly what we're going to do immediately. Very good. So let's go ahead. Where is my boy? There he is. We're going to get this thing. Doodle Beast Tyranno. He's our hand trap of the day. Contribute summon him on my opponent's turn using 1 Doodle Boy. And that way, I'll have the ability to also pop one of my opponent's cards. And if I tribute Doodleby Stego for this, I will gain attack equal to half the attack of the thing I'm destroying. So, it's all around really good. Alright, so what is my opponent going to do? I have a bad feeling that I probably should have gone for Tyranno right there. Probably should have done that. Just because I have a feeling he already has you-know-who in his hand. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name, even though I want to say his name. Okay, please tell me you don't have... Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is Monarchs, as we figured as much. I kind of figured, but did not wish to assume. Alright, so that'll bring out Tessera. Remind me, this card sent to the graveyard, summon a... Yes. Yeah, because if Tessera hits the graveyard like that, what is this? Masterpiece of True Dracover. Oh, this is a new one. Let's see. When you play a monster effect at the hand of the field, you negate the activation if you do. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're gonna negate the activation, destroy that card. Gosh, darn it! Destroyed my Carnivorous and everything. I don't appreciate that. Alright, well, that is an unfortunate thing. I would like to do more. But I think we're just gonna have to leave it at that. I'm sorry, Doodle Beast Stego. We had a plan, but the plan was not to be. Alright. Alright, I'm picking up what you're putting down, sir. I'm picking up what you're putting down. We'll see how this is gonna go. I mean, I assume... Let's see, where to go. Okay, so he still has that. He still has Monarchs Erupt. Alright, normally, that's a really bad card for us to have to deal with. With any luck, this will still work. Because if this works, we got this game in the bag. So we're going to banish a couple of dinos from our graveyard. Doesn't really matter who. Summon out the big boy. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And he's bigger than this guy. So I'm just gonna punch Drek Overlord in the face. I hope this works. Unless this is something else, this will work. Good. Very nice. Oh lord, what else does it do? Destroy the battle. Skip your opponent's next main phase. Okay. That's fine by me. I activate Dinosaur Meteosaur. I can summon him from the hand because someone got destroyed, and I can attack you directly. You think your little floodgates can stop the dinos? Okay, it takes giant rocks from space to do that. You're not going to stop them with this. So now we'll end our turn. We can't do anything else at the moment. But here's the kicker. My opponent, unless he's got more Drek Overlords and things, he can't do anything either because he's got the Monarchs Erupt on the board. So his own monster effects on board are negated. So, yeah, Tessera doesn't do anything unless he gets rid of the darn thing. Any other monsters he might tribute, summon, or what have you will not be able to do anything. Unless it tributes, of course. That's the big crux of this is, if he's got True Dracos, he's fine. If he doesn't, he's in trouble. Because that's the bad thing about Monarchs Erupt. If you get rid of the tribute monsters, then your opponent can't do as much. You know, they can't go in their wombo combo ways. What do we got? Ankafu? Alright. There's another card effect. There's another card effect. Let's see. I need him to use monster effects specifically, though. That's the thing. But we'll see. Because, yeah, he's got Tessera on board. Nothing wrong with that. But as long... Yeah, once Monarchs Erupt goes away, we're gonna be good. Alright. True Draco Heretic. Oh, balls. Does he have another True Draco? If he does, that's not great. Mostly because if he tributes off any of the True Draco cards, he'll be able to beat over Ulti Conductor or just blow him up right there on the spot. Whatever happens first. Oh yeah, he's got Domain, but he has a card in the extra deck right now. So, well, there you go. So I can't main phase 1 this turn because of his card he played earlier. But I can just go into the... Oh. Okay, never mind. We're just going to be in this phase. Okay, that works for me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and summon out Kaitoptra. Because I like to summon fancy things. Let's see, what's this guy going to do? I'm going to add myself a polymerization, if you don't mind. Apparently, he minded a lot. Alright. Capeole, I will tribute off Kaitoptra. Tributing one dinosaur monster, yes. But Shumba. You cannot stop the fusion, sir. It will not happen. I swear. These floodgates. All these floodgates make me mad. So I'm going to activate polymerization. We're going to make it into Transcendosaurus Gigazowler. Because he's really big. And really tough. And that'll be game right there. My opponent relied entirely on me not being able to do stuff. But this deck don't give up. You know, we don't just sit there quietly and let our opponent make all these floodgates and things. No. We go right over those. So, this will be a game right here. And, you know, you get an idea kind of what this deck is about. You know, we're just trying to do dinosaur things. Get big dinos on the board and hit our opponent. It's very straightforward. You know, we're not relying on Omnia negates and things. That's why the Evilzar Exceeds aren't in here. We're not relying on Floodgate and anything. There's none of that nonsense. It's just pure, clean, hit my opponent with big dinosaurs the deck. So, let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off a bit more what this deck can do. There's still a lot of combos and wombos to show off. Especially when we get into the Pendulum monsters. So, let's go ahead into the next one. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alrighty, let's see what we get on this time. I'd like to just keep on going first. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll get to go second just to show off that little bit here. Alright, so there you go. We're going to go second. Opening hand is an interesting affair. Definitely an interesting hand. I will be very interested to see what we draw into here. Because we have the polymerization. We got the Doodle Stego. We've got the We got ourselves Conductor Tyranno. And we're up against Lunalights. Alright, Lunalights, they do have their own fusions. They're all about the fusions. And they got that one big fusion whose effect... She's like immune to everything, isn't she, or something? Oh, was that it? I forget exactly what the big fusion does. But it's big, and it's tough, and it blows stuff up. So it's not a great opponent to be up against. But we'll see where that's going to go. We shall see. I could really use my field spell there. But I do have, like, my Gigazowler. That could be pretty dang useful. We got our, Ulti Conductor. I could really just use another Dinosaur. I need to get some stuff in the grave so I can start using my Ulti Conductor. That's my big thing. So, we'll see where this is gonna go. We'll see. Let's just see what his first fusion's going to be. I'm just curious where that's gonna go. Well, tell us what flavor this is gonna end up being. What do we got? Ah, the Perfume Dancer. Okay, this is the serious one. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit until my opponent's done. Seeing as we're going second, there's nothing for me to do. I have no hand traps, no nothing. So we'll see what this guy's gonna show us. Alrighty, so now it's finally our turn. My opponent actually didn't do that much, all things. I mean, they made the SP Little Knight. They made themselves a Lunalight Wolf, which is not terrible or nothing. Just, not as much as I was expecting, let's put it that way. Let me think about where this is going to go here. Spin this card, add polymerization. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be polymerization, much as our opponent did. And we're going to see where this is going to go. He has the SP Little Knight, and he can banish his cards whenever, but I'm not going to do that just yet. At some point, though. Let's see here. So, I do want to get my Hornsaurus. Yes. So, we're going to fuse Stego and Chaetoptera to summon this number. Hornsaurus. When it gets summoned out... Let's see, let me double check myself here. Yes. When I summon out Hornsaurus, I get my field spell, whichever field spell I want, face up onto my field. In this situation, considering everything, let me think. Oof, tricky question. I think I'm going to go for Lost World. I really think Lost World is probably the bet here, I would say. So, yeah, everything gets banished, whatever. You know, Lost World comes out. Now we're going to banish Chaetoptera and our Stego, and this will summon out Ulti Conductor Tyranno. More importantly, this will activate Chaetoptera's effect, along with the effect of Lost World. My opponent gets a free little spiffy token. Nice little spiffy token right on their board, which really good when Soul Eater's around, but he's not, so it is what it is. But Chaetoptera will bring himself back and get me back poly. So that way I can fusion summon more. And you know what? That's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and polymerization into our Transcendosaur Gigazowler. Go ahead and bring out our big boy. And big boy is going to use his effect now. And let me think. I haven't normal summoned, right? I don't think I have. So I'm gonna get back my Chaetoptera because I would like another summon piece. I'd like all the Dinosaurs in the world. Thank you. And I think, yeah, let's just go for there. Let's go from there. So let's see. I could. Let me think about. I'm not gonna bother doing math. Math is for nerds, and Dinosaurs aren't about that thing. They're all about just hitting the opponent, because I think, let's see. Yeah, I'll send that off to the graveyard. My opponent will take 1,000 damage. Is that game? I think it is. Yeah, that's game. That's an OTK. Ironic, considering that's what my opponent's all about. So, got a bit of a lucky break there. You know, Lunalights, when they set up properly, can make fabulous-looking boards, and their boss monster is nothing to joke about. But unfortunately, my opponent wasn't able to get that whole thing going. They tried their best to get things set up the way they wanted to, but they really shouldn't have. They really popped off with a Little Knight just a little too early. Just a smidge. If they waited just a little bit longer, that would have been a little bit better. But regardless, The first two duels pretty quick. Let's go for our third opponent. If things go really, really quick with that one too, we'll do a fourth, but I try to keep it at 3. So let's go for one more duel today, everybody, and see what the dinosaurs have to offer us here. Alrighty, everybody, our third opponent, the fighting third, very appropriate for a dinosaur deck. And our opening hand is one card into just being able to do anything at all, because we have a handful of babies. It's like a daycare in here. Let me tell you. I mean, that's dinosaurs in general, just a daycare. You got all these babies around. You got to keep them out of the volcano. This is what we tell their parents, but in reality, we're going to throw them into the volcano. Anyway, what are we? Is that Goblin Biker? I think that was a Goblin Biker. Or maybe it's just Thunder Dragons. It's Thunder. Okay, it's Thunder Dragon. My bad. Okay, so we're up against Thunder Dragons. That's an interesting one. Colossus can be a trick. If I was a faster deck, that would be awful. That would not be good. How does this thing work? Will be destroyed by battle? Or, okay, it is by battle as well. Oh, which is not necessarily good, but it's what it is. Let's activate our Beta Evolution pill. Tributing off a couple of babies. And if I get ashed, I'm basically boned. But my hope here is I can summon out... Oh! My hope! My dream! That was kind of my one big thing right there. I was going to be able to summon out any monster from my deck or extra deck with an equal or higher attack than the monsters I tributed, which was pretty dang low. Unfortunately, those gosh darn ash blossoms, those gosh forsaken hand traps stop me from summoning whatever I want. Oh, hello. Chaos Trader. Okay, I don't see this guy as often. Target 3 banished monsters with different names. Summon 1, place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Okay. Awesome. Alright, so where's this going to go? I assume, yeah, Thunder Dragon into Thunder Dragon. And he's being smart and doing it one at a time, too. Oh boy, this is a smart Thunder Dragon player. Reminds me of my old boy Loki. Conde Loki. We always remember that, man. He was like the king of Thunder Dragons. And he was. Okay. So, yeah, he's got 2 Thunder Dragon Colossi, which is not good at all. He's got 2 of them things, and he's got more Thunder Dragons out the wazoo. So this might be an OTK here. In fact, I would pretty much guarantee, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7. Actually, that is not game. For once, math is saving me here. Because he is just shy of an OTK. Now, does that mean I can come back from this? Not likely, unless I top into Pancratops or Ulti Conductor Tyranno. Those are literally the only cards in my deck that will save me. Funnily enough, I should have put my monster in well, if I put him on attack mode, I'd be dead. But if I could have used if I had this in the graveyard, I would have an out to this. Unfortunately, I don't. So it's all to top deck here. Of course. Okay. Alright. Well, that is our win streak comes to an end. But another quick game. I think we have time for one more here, folks. You know, it's a very fast casual deck, and I want to try and get one more duel out with it. So let's just go into a fourth opponent for today. You know, I think we've earned a little bit different thing today here. So one more duel. Go for the goal with our dinosaur boys. We were so close to that comeback. Alrighty, everybody, our fourth and final opponent. The last chance at romance. Let's go in all through. Go for the gold. Alright, what do we have for a hand? Ugh. Not exactly the hand I wanted, but at least Stego is here for me. You know? That's the thing with a deck like this. You know, what hand you get determines your whole strategy here. And you know what? I'm okay with this. I'm going to go ahead and get And I'm going to discard just so I can use that later. For now, I'm good. Let's see. I could set Petite Pterodon, but I feel like that'd be wasteful. We'll see. One thing I would really love is like get my Opal Dragon or like any of my Pendulum Scales, because I have Langflickflu. And as long as I got that dude, we're all good. So what do we have? Oh, Shadow Ghoul? So that means this is Gate Guardian. That could be difficult, depending on what my boy goes into here. Because Super Gate Guardian United prevents he'll negate my things that target his cards. Up to thrice per turn, for that matter. Let's see. So, oh, you have 2 field. I see. I'm assuming Suijin is going to be the next call here. Uh-huh. Yeah, he wants to be able to stop spell traps and things. That appears to be my opponent's thought process here. Alright, so this card gets destroyed. Someone wanting to banish Kazuya or Suijin. Alright. Do I want to do this now? I kind of do. So I'm going to. Let's activate our Doodle Beast Tyranno. Tributing off our Stego. Chumba. Which will then activate. And I will destroy his Wind and Water. And make my monster much bigger. And in the end phase, we'll use our Doodle Book. But not yet. Not yet. We'll use that later. He does get a monster back. But I just wanted to clear off Wind Water. Because I don't want him just negating my stuff. One thing I will have to be careful about. Because I do remember that Kazi, Suijin, and Sanga all have the same effect. Where if I attack them, he can make my monster's attack 0 in damage count. What the heck is this? ArtMage, Academic, Arcane, what the what? What the heck is this? What is this? Normal summon Medius the Pure. Discard a spell trap. Declared ArtMage. Not amongst the cards you control. Add that monster object to the hand. Cannot special summon the ArtMage. What the balls am I up against here? I have no idea what these are. ArtMage. ArtMage? This is something new. I have no knowledge of these. What is it? Oh, what does this do? Take no damage from battles involving this card. You don't use this special one. You control ArtMage, summon this card. Then you can add an ArtMage card. You can special summon an ArtMage from the hand or the graveyard, except for itself. Which one's card? You know, the graveyard. The field spell is an ArtMage card. Oh, balls. Because that gets him another ArtMage card back. And then he can summon an ArtMage if he so had one. Okay. It's a very artsy-fartsy deck. Okay. ArtMage Grand Flare. Okay. Pyrotechnics Man. Cool. This could be bad. I mean, I still think I was right to pop Wind Water just in case I needed my spell traps, but this is not looking great. Let's see here. Battle of the Oh, my monster's small now. Alright. Well, Tyranno try 1813 attack, though. That's a very funny number. We're going to have some very funny numbers in this last duel. I appreciate that much. 5313 life points, baby. Alright, so. I have very few life points left. Luckily, hopefully he doesn't have any burn. I have no idea. Although I imagine he might go in for... Okay, Dark Element was not what I was expecting. Alright, regardless, let's go with... Go ahead and get the boy. Because if I can get the boy, that ought to be good. Now, granted... oh, no, this is... 2, 3... I'm thinking of what I... Okay, we went for that one instead. Never mind. I was about to say... if he had gone for Dark Guardian, that could have been a problem. What is this? Add Medius the Pure, protect the hand, target face of monster control. It would be used as a fusion, used as an ArtMage. ArtMage would be destroyed, do some stuff. Okay. I don't think any of these have 3 or more monsters on the field. Different monster types on... Oh, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Okay, so this literally gives him the ability to negate and have all my monsters. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, that's not good. That is the textbook definition of a bad thing. Alright. No, wait, he stops targeting too. Oh! Not a big fan of this. Not a big fan of this. We'll see. Okay. Special summon Ulti Conductor Trap. It's make or break time. I either go for it, or I don't go for it. So we'll go for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. He's on the board. If my opponent tries to use this thing's effect, I'm good. So after that, we will normal summon Jirat Galim. We will not be using any effects at the moment. And we're going to enter Ye Olden Battle Phase. Because I think, yeah, he has to do it now. Alright, so we're going to activate Ulti Conductor Tyranno's effect. We're going to pop Petite Pterodon, flip everything face down. Petite Pterodon will activate his effect. And that's going to allow me to get out whoever the balls I want. And I'm thinking I need Soul Eating Oviraptor. Because this is not a once per turn thing. I can get another one. So I think that is the port of call here. I think we've got game. I just got to be snarky about it. I had to bait him out. We had an old-fashioned Texas shootout here. So I'm going to get myself another copy of Ulti Conductor Tyranno. And then we're going to... Ooh, I can summon Glaciosaurus. That's even better. That's even bigger. So I'm going to summon out Glaciosaurus because he's nice and big. And then by banishing a couple more... Oh, wait, no, not that dinosaur. These two. Summon out another Ulti Conductor Tyranno. And that ought to be good here. I think that's game, unless my opponent has something else I'm unaware of. Alrighty. Very nice. See, this is the power of Ulti. There's a reason dinosaurs scared the pants off of people back when they first got this thing. Because it's absolutely brutal. It literally made Baby Sarasaurus viable. So, certainly an interesting deck of my opponents. Definitely liked the cut of their jib. But I was able to, it was going to be tricky for them because I was going to attack into the one thing, then flip his monsters face down. So, really, the fact that they just didn't have a second out to Conductor is what was the end of this duel. So, it could have gone either way. So, let's go ahead for the end screen. I think we've shown off this deck decently well. It's going to be a mixed bag no matter what. So, let's go ahead for the final thing. Alrighty, everybody. So, our Dino Sack deck. It did okay. You know, we had some very quick duels today. Some very favorable conditions did work out for us. We were able to get the things we want on the board. Despite this being such a huge deck and we don't have, like, the usual Search 'em Up and cards, my boy Alchemist likes to, he likes to play things old school, and I appreciate that. And I really even more appreciate it on the chance that the decks that he sends in just do what they want to do. I appreciate, just getting to play some old school cards without having to rely on just like the usual staple things, So, Ulti Conductor Tyranno definitely was the MVP today. He was able to just blanket, get rid of my opponent's stuff, just start attacking over everything. But we got to do some other cool stuff too. We got to summon out like Transcendosauruses, which is always fun to do. We got to hit our opponent with lots of dinosaur action. We got to throw some babies into a volcano. The whole works. There's still a couple little like main deck things we didn't really get to do as much. I really wanted to focus more on the pendulum dinosaurs, but that just didn't want to work out today. But it's a neat thing when it does work out with the Magic Cavalry, with what's the other guy? The Samurai Cavalry, things of that nature. And we had some extra deck things we didn't get to go to as much, but we had the option to go into if things had gone a different path. That's what the whole beta pill is in here for. That's kind of the whole shtick. So, I'm happy with how the deck turned out for the most part. We got to do a lot of what this deck wants to do, and leave a little bit on the table for anyone who wants to try this one themselves. So, thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to hit all the good buttons below to help support the channel. And if you want the whole deck profile, it's going to be right here, as well as on our Discord. So, for today's deck, here's what we were playing. 2 copies of Fire Opal Head and 2 copies of Lanciferinkus. We have 3 copies of Ulti Conductor Tyranno, 3 copies of Doodle Tyranno, 2 copies of Overtext Quoteless, 3 copies of Dino Wrestler Pankin Spank, 2 copies of Xena Meteorosaurus for another monster we have as a tuner when things get blown up. We have 3 copies of Doodle Beast Stego. We have 1 copy of Flower Dino, which is a neat little card, but not as good going with 3 of it. This was the original plan, but we have it still. 2 copies of Samurai Cavalry, 1 copy of Miscellaneousaurus, Triple Soul Eater, 2 copy Magic Cavalry, 2 copies Kaitoptra, 2 copies of Direct Gallon, 3 copies Baby Sarasaurus, and 3 Petite Pterodons, along with 2 Direct Aeolo and 3 Archosaur. I can't say the first name. Animadorn. There you go. I'm just going to call you Archosaur. Anyway, we got 3 copies of our Beta Evolution Pill, 1 copy of the OG Polymerization, 3 Lost World, and 3 Dirac Volcano, 3 Dirac Impact, and triple Doodle Book. That's the name. So for the X deck, we have things like Rapodicus, Transcendosaur Exoraptor, we have Steam Sabersaur, Granosaurus Giga Cannon, we have number 19 Freezodon with number 61 Volcasaurus, we have things like Transcendosaurus Drill. That's the best I'm going to pronounce that guy's name. We have things like Dirac Velpedo, Burial Bicorn Carnivorous. We have Dino Wrestler Giga Spinosavat, Dirac Estero, Meteoros. We have Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus. We have our Hornsaurus. And finally, Transcendosaurus Gigazowler. As for the side deck, lots of different dinosaurs and things of that nature. We have we have a Transcendendrate Meteorosaurus. We have some Dogorans if you need yourself a kaiju that is a searchable kaiju, thanks to our Oviraptor. You have another Quoteless if you really want it, but I find that 2 is more than enough. We have 3 copies of Stegocyber, 2 copies more of Flower Dino here. We have our 2 copies of Steel Cavalry of Dino, which is the worst Pendulum Dinosaur. So you almost never want to play this darn thing unless you're fighting against other Pendulums. Then you never want to play it, but it's in here. And then lastly, we have 3 copies Beat Raptor, just as a monster that can, you know, dig itself out of the deck if you need it. So that's the deck, everybody. Hope you much enjoyed it. I have other decks via the Discord to do. So next one, I believe, is an Ashen deck, but I had to double check. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy. You have a wonderful day, and until next time, you take care.